Hi everyone, welcome to Tony Fox Tarot. Thanks for joining me today and great to have you with me. Today we are looking at friendships, what's going on between the two of you. We'll have a look and see who this person is and their relationship to you, how they think and feel about you, how you think and feel about this person. We'll identify what the problem is, and most importantly, we'll look at a timeline as to where this is all going between the two of you. Now, lots to get into, and before we get started, if you would like to go down below and hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Please like and share this video where you can. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Before you on the screen, we've got 4 different cards to choose from, and the idea is to choose a card that resonates with you really clearly. Once you've made that choice, that will be your reading. It's fine to choose more than one card if it comes through strongly for you today, and remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave behind anything that doesn't. Now, we've got card 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, taking a moment to be with the cards, drawing in a nice deep breath, and as you release the breath, listening to your intuition, your inner voice, and the energy of the cards. Which of these cards comes through for you the strongest today? Is it card 1, 2, 3, or 4? Now, down below there are 4 different timestamps representing each of these different cards. If you'd like to go to the one that you've chosen, I will see you in a moment. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 1. This is your reading and we are looking at friendships today. What's going on in this particular friendship? So let's jump in and have a look and see what's going on. Down here with the Chariot and the Queen of Cups. Good place to start with yourself. Looking into the past. Get a very strong-minded person. Very success-orientated. I think that you probably take it for granted that you can achieve things in a way that might seem effortless to other people. A very capable individual, somebody who really knows themselves. I feel a lot of love that comes through from you as a person. I think that you're a deeply compassionate person, very caring about, very caring about people, but I think you do a lot for people. I think you've done a lot for this particular friend. You're a person of substance, like you really put your money where your mouth is. You are not afraid to step up and be accountable. I've got a strong backbone coming through here. Somebody who people can rely on, depend on. Somebody that people can turn to. I feel you respond immediately to anybody who needs you. You're always there. You're invested in people. I think you're invested in this friendship. I think you have been. I think you've given this person an enormous amount of love and respect and support. I feel like you've given to them in a way where you've always been there for them. I feel that you've helped them out, both practically and emotionally. That you've tried to support this person in a way that any good friend would. I get a lot of guidance and a lot of mentorship coming through. That's very strong here with the Emperor, but also with the Chariot for yourself. I think you are a very success-orientated person. I think that you are very sure of your capabilities. I feel like you are quite accomplished within yourself in a way that you want to impart that, you want to give that back to people in some ways. It's almost like you want to help people to sort of see what they're made of, what their potential is, to help them to step up, to be better people perhaps, to give of yourself in a way that is guiding, like But it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a loving, compassionate, heartfelt place. It's very whole. Again, coming back to the Chariot and the Queen of Cups, I get a heartfelt individual, quite wholesome in some ways. And I feel like you look at this friend, or have looked at this friend in a way where you've considered them to be a best friend. your closest buddy, somebody who is your first kind of port of call if anything goes wrong for yourself. I think this is a person that you would turn to confide in, to share. I think there's been a lot of bright, happy times with you and this person. I kind of feel there's been a lot of positivity in terms of the experiences that you've had. And they've taken up an enormous amount of your focus. I think this person has been. I wondered whether you were in a relationship. If you were, your partner might question the amount of time that you spend talking to this friend, or the fact that you always seem to prioritize them and what their needs are. Because I think you really love this person. Like it is best friends forever for me. And if I come up here to the Empress and Knight of Cups, which is your friend looking into the past in response to you and the situation, I see a very happy-go-lucky person, but I see a very socially mobile person as well. This is somebody who is out there knitting it together in terms of bringing other people into a circle of friends, or out there trying to make good times happen, to make good times roll. I feel like this person is very warm and friendly and accessible, and you both come across as being good-looking people. Whatever that means to you. Really lovely energy that comes through, very warm, all pervading. But coming back to your friend, I just feel this is a popular person. This is somebody who everybody seems to like. If this person's out and about, everybody wants to say hi. Wants to kind of, everybody's texting this person. Everybody's on social media looking at this person. I feel like this person's been quite popular on social media, perhaps. Image comes up quite strongly for me with this person. Like they look good on social media. They get good responses on social media. I feel like a lot of social interaction has come into your world from this person. This person has networked a lot of people into your world. I feel like for you, I don't feel like you need a lot of people. You don't need a lot of friends. I feel like maybe 1, 2, 3 friends is fine for you. I think you're into intensive and deep and meaningful friendships that have substance. I don't think you need to spread yourself thin. I don't think you actually enjoy to do that. Your friend, though, is maybe a little different. I feel that they like to be out there and they like to be skimming the surface and touching base with everybody, and that they don't need to go quite so deep. Always up for fun, always up for connecting with other people, always up for doing social stuff. I feel like there's a lot of social activity that comes with this person. I wonder whether that's maybe been a small gripe or a consideration for you. It's like maybe wanting to have more time alone with them. Wanting to feel it's more equal in terms of the amount that you put in. Yeah. I think it's been quite obvious to you in the past that this person doesn't give quite so much as you. But at the same time, I feel like this person has really expressed their love for you. The thing with both of these cards, the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, there's a lot of love that's kind of coming back and forth here in a very warm and heartfelt way. And I feel like this person, although they're not kind of stepping up 100% being the exact same person that you are in their own right, they've certainly made it clear that, you're a really good friend and that they have a lot of love for you. And I feel like things have kind of bounced along in a really nice way. Where perhaps it's just been very easy to take it for granted that you would always be friends forever. But if I come up here to the Moon and the Queen of Swords, something's happened fairly recently. I feel like this person's gone cold on you. They're not talking to you the same as they were before, maybe not interacting with you on social media. I feel like when you're in the presence of this person, they're not being warm. There's something a little bit controlled, distant. It feels like everything isn't like it was before. It feels uncomfortable. I feel like when you're looking at this person, they're giving you certain looks that make you wonder what's going on. It's like they don't seem so friendly anymore. I'm very, very internalized about everything. Brooding, not so happy with where things are at this point in time. To me, I kind of feel like they're making you feel like you've done something wrong, but they're not telling you what it is. It's like they're not saying you've done something wrong. They're just making you feel like you've done something wrong. It's very cloak and dagger. I kind of feel it's a look, a glance. It's the fact that maybe they're not including you in everything socially, or including you in everything that they used to include you with in terms of like a daily, maybe a daily conversation or a daily text, or maybe they're not including you on social media with stuff. I kind of feel like this person has pushed you out of the picture, and the atmosphere has become really thick and uncomfortable, and that they won't offer any information to you as to say what is actually going wrong. And there's an excuse not to actually confront you about it. It's almost like they're skirting around everything and looking for excuses not to be directly in front of you or around you. I kind of I feel like this person has gone very cold and is not saying much, but it comes across as controlling and manipulative because it's passive aggressive, right? It's like, I'm going to make you feel really bad about yourself because at the end of the day, I'm not happy with you, but I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that would mean we need to be constructive about it and actually resolve the problem. I don't know if you've ever seen this side to this person before, and I wondered because of that, because I feel like for many of you, I don't know that this has been a really long friendship. I wonder whether this friendship is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 years maybe. It could be longer. It could be that you just haven't seen this side. Yeah, but I feel all of a sudden you've gotten to see a different side of them that has been a long time in the making. I feel here that your response to them is that you're wanting to make it all right by giving more to the situation. Down here with the Emperor and the Ace of Cups, it's like you're giving all the time. You know, the Emperor, you're motivated to kind of make this all good because it's in your determined nature to succeed at everything that you do in a way that makes it all right. I don't think for one moment by this time you've actually considered that this person is being manipulative or that they're actually wrong. I think you just see a situation where you need to give to it in order to make it right. And I see a determination to salvage the friendship in a way that you only know how, which is to be warm, to be strong, to be supportive, to put an enormous amount of effort in, to try and get them to see you and what you're all about in terms of giving in a loving way. I do feel anger though. The Emperor is definitely a card that is charged with a warrior-like energy. You know, like I feel like this person has rattled your cage because I think that you see that there is a threat that you could lose something here in some ways. And then there's this tendency to kind of tap into that, you know, overdrive. I don't think that you're thinking it through. I think it's more of a feeling. Like the feelings that are generated is that you feel very passionate to make it right. I think you feel unsettled. I think maybe you feel a little angry, but at the same time, you're trying to kind of get over that by just doing what is it you actually do really well. And I think you're just wanting to make it into a new beginning. And I think you're standing your ground in a way where you're actually being present and supportive and making a space for that. I think you're holding them, you're holding the situation, you're underpinning everything that's going on in a way where you're determined to sort of, you know, make sure that everything is back on track here, right? I don't feel like you're getting their attention though. I think this person is just blanking you out. They're ignoring you. It doesn't matter what you seem to do. You give them a call, you give them a text, you try and reach them on social media, you go through another friend. For some reason, this person just isn't responding at capacity, or they're not responding at all. And it's becoming more and more difficult because at the end of the day, you don't feel like you've done anything wrong here. I don't see that you've done anything wrong. You know? I think that's hard for you because I think you know yourself really well. You know what you're like. You know what your process is like. And so there isn't really any evidence there that you can possibly put together that actually substantiates or justifies why this person is doing what it is that they're doing. But you're hoping that this is just a blip on the map and that it'll move through. Coming up here to Justice and the Five of Cups, I'm going to say to you, in terms of the outcome here in the future, I don't feel that this is going to go the way that you might have anticipated. I feel that this person is going to refuse to give you any answers. And they're not going to justify their obvious grievance with you, because by this point it's becoming obvious. I think other people are beginning to be involved here. People who are sort of part of your social setting are going to start to take sides as to what's going on. And I felt that this person would continue to ignore you in a very passive-aggressive way by not giving you any answers. And that they would actually begin to manipulate other people in a way where it became quite political in terms of leverage. It's like they're being very divisive all of a sudden. They're using tactics that are about divide and rule. It's like pushing you to one side and trying to make ground by pulling people into the fold on their side, by giving their side of the story, their side of events, but not giving you an opportunity to actually be able to justify or to be able to respond in some way that is kind of adult and grown up and balanced. It's petty game playing, is what I guess. A lack of any constructive effort to resolve the situation. They're unable to get over themselves in a way where they actually just let down their guard and be honest with you. I think that's what comes across. If you come back to the Queen of Swords and the Moon, this is dishonest energy. This person is in an insecure space right now. Their mind is flipped over into feeling that they need to force you out of the picture because you're some sort of a threat to them. And I can see why they would think that, because when I look down here to the Chariot, the Queen of Cups, the Emperor, and the Ace of Cups, you know, you are somebody who has a natural way of being on so many different levels. You give, you love, you succeed, you achieve, you drive things forward in a way that is enviable. And for this person, that's become something that they're actually jealous about. Queen of Swords, quite a bitter card that holds on grievances, is very locked into their own ill feeling, insecurity, the idea that other people are a threat, that there's something that they need to worry about. The Moon, going deep into that experience where they're very depressed. This person is really, really deep down in some sort of depression at this point in time because they're very insecure about themselves. And when they see you and who it is that you are and the brightness that you bring to their day, it makes them feel really small and really insignificant in the grand scheme of things. This person is much more superficial than you. Now, I'm not saying for a moment that this person doesn't have the capacity to love and be a really lovely person, or to give and to receive. But this person does have an enormous amount of insecurity, which, in terms of the timeline of things, I feel they will let that get the better of them. This person has begun to be very dishonest and petty in a way where they're game playing. And it's become manipulative and mistrustful of you for no apparent reason other than that you're a really good person. Yeah? Here to Death and the Page of Pentacles, I felt as an outcome for you, it'd get to the point where you would just go game up. Yeah? It's obvious what they're actually doing. I don't feel at this point in time that you've begun to fathom that. I think over time you will, over the next 3 months. I think once things become a little bit more gritty in terms of the political game playing with other people, I think you'll get to a point where you'll see it for what it is, and that you'll make a decision based on the facts that are before you and the observations that you've actually had over time. and that you'll decide to move on from this particular friendship in a way where you'll actually give it no further time. I think you want to take control of your life, of the situation, of the people that are around you in a way where you don't want to have that kind of dishonesty in your life. I felt that you would move on, and that this here with the Page of Pentacles is very, very much a card of lessons and learning and understanding the facts. I think that you'll actually learn an enormous amount out of this friendship. I think it's a hard lesson, but that you'll accept the limitations that it offers in a way where you will move forward and say to yourself, honesty is now everything, and that it's become a core value to me. And that you'll no longer just give blindly for the sake of giving it. That it's not to say that you won't give, but that if somebody is going to be in a friendship with you or any kind of relationship with you, there needs to be some sort of balance to the giving. Yeah, not to be so one-sided in such a blind fashion that leads to a point where you lose so much. I think this is a tough lesson. This is a tough lesson, this one. I kind of feel like this is a hard lesson to learn, but I feel like it's a lesson that you'll actually draw very deeply into your experience moving forward into any future relationship that you have, whether it's friendship or whether it's an intimate relationship. This person is playing you. They're playing games. And at the end of the day, I don't say that it's about dark versus light, but it is about good versus bad. I think that if you actually come back down into yourself in a way where you sift this into your instinctual experience, I think that you actually may have many more answers to what's going on right now. Yeah, trust your feelings, trust your instincts with this person. They're not doing the right thing. They're not doing the right thing by you, and they're not doing the right thing by your friendship. They've lost trust in you, and as a consequence, I kind of feel that this person has proven themselves to be not quite the friend that you actually thought they might have been. I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of info about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Everyone, welcome to card number 2. This is your reading and we're looking at friendships today. So let's jump on in and have a look and see what's going on between the two of you. Up here with the Emperor and the 9 of Wands, and I felt that this friend had been very hard to work with. A lot of energy to deal with. It's a very overbearing sense of domination, really. I feel like this person just... And I'm looking at the past here with your friend. I just feel like they've wanted everything their own way. Completely inflexible to accommodate anything else but themselves, really. I kind of feel like there's a lot of no, a lot of pushback. You know, everything's hard work. You know, they're kind of... They're being very pushy and not very friendly either. I get that they're being very snappy. You know, the energy's fired up in a way where I just feel like you're getting the sharp end of it each and every time you have something to do with them, and it just doesn't feel like there's any joy in the experience. I think what comes through really strongly with these two cards is that this person takes a lot of energy to deal with. And like, so you have to really be in the right sort of mood or frame of mind to be able to deal with them, because if they get you at a vulnerable moment, you can really feel pushed around in a way that is very uncomfortable. I get somebody who is a really hard worker. I feel like this person works very hard. Perhaps they're a professional, or at least if they're not a professional, they're somebody who takes on any kind of work with a gusto. You know, they really put 100% into it. I feel like this person really takes their work seriously. They become quite consumed by it. I feel like this is it's very ambitious energy that comes through here in a way where I feel this person is trying to maybe do something really big with their life or with their particular focus in a way where they're sort of pushing to get to where they want to be with it, to the top probably. And so they're not in a relaxed frame of mind, or they're not in a relaxed space within themselves, and they're constantly sort of pushing to get, you know, what they want. And I feel that they're very grouchy with you, though. It's like, you know, you seem to be a problem to them. You know, maybe when you call them up, they're irritable, you know, to hear your voice. If you're asking to maybe hang out and go and do something, you know, that might seem like hard work to them, and I just don't get that they're giving anything. But I think also with this person, if you give them an inch, they will take a mile as well. Boundary setting is really difficult with them, because if you let them walk all over you, they'll just do that all of the time. And if they see vulnerability, they tend to exploit that in a way that can make it really difficult, because they'll push your buttons and they'll push the limit because they're so used to pushing it. So there's good stuff in here, but there's negative stuff in a way that makes it really difficult for you, because I feel that your boundaries are very confused by that. If I come down here to the High Priestess and the Ten of Wands, I do feel that here with the High Priestess, which is a very blurry, murky card that doesn't always have a clear sense of what's going on. You know, like and here with the Ten of Wands, I feel like, you know, you're having to push up against this person. It's like, it's hard work, and the boundaries are just very confused in a way that doesn't work so well for you. I feel as a consequence that you're avoiding this person a lot of the time. I'm looking more into the past here. Avoiding spending time with them, avoiding maybe speaking to them. You know, like it's difficult, because when you do, like it can be really hard work. And there's a potential confrontation there in a way that means that you'll lose energy to it. This person takes an enormous amount of energy to deal with. I feel like you feel that you can't be yourself with them, that you can't let your guard down, that you can't just be natural. You can't have a conversation that tells them how it is that you really feel. It's like you're afraid to be vulnerable with them, or cautious at the very least. I think also there's a sense that you're very unsure how to deal with the situation, because this person is just not giving you any flexibility to kind of communicate and have some sort of a dialogue that actually gives it a bit of balance. So there's maybe a bit of a fear to their reaction, or a worry or a concern that they're not going to listen. I think you're here in the past, you're also sort of thinking, gosh, is this the way it's always going to be? You know, like I'm always going to be pushing up against it. Is it always going to be uncertain? Like, is our friendship uncertain as a consequence of what's going on here? Or is this some sort of a phase that they're going through? Will they get what they're maybe looking to achieve in their life out of the way and just begin to relax a little bit? I feel that you have felt that it's become quite a burden for you, because you're very, like you're taking it all on, and they're pushing it all onto you. And they're expecting a lot out of you in a way that's very demanding and unreasonable. And their mood is just so uptight and so much hard work that it's just really difficult to figure whether this is actually worth it in many ways. I think you've been very flexible in the way that you've actually tried to get around this situation, because I kind of see here with the Magician and the Ace of Cups, and also with the World and the Queen of Cups, you know, I think there's something very spiritual about you. You're coming from a heartfelt place. I think you see things in a holistic perspective that makes a lot of consideration for your friend and the way things work with people. I don't feel a sense of blame coming from you at all. And that actually brings me here to the Magician and the Ace of Cups, which is more in the here and now, recent to kind of now. And I felt that you'd made your mind up to kind of give this a new beginning in a way where you would actually put a lot of positive energy into it. You wouldn't confront them directly about what's going on. I don't feel like you're saying that you have a grievance and that you actually are going to put it on the table and dissect it with this person in a way that sort of, looks to maybe portion blame, or at least to kind of structure their understanding in a way that says, this is what you've done to me. I don't see that with you. I think that you're much more considerate in a way that wants to give this person a chance to respond to you. It's almost like you're trying to coax something out of this person, like the better side of themselves. You're quite forgiving of who they are and what they're about and their situation and how they're responding to you. I kind of feel like you're being very supportive, actually. I think you're offering different angles on the friendship, maybe looking to shake things up. I think you've grown tired over here of just, coming up against a dead end each and every time, which leads to sort of more uncertainty. I think now you're sort of thinking, okay, maybe I just need to shake it up and do something a little bit more proactive, but also creative. It's like a non-confrontational approach is what I get. Showing different ways to have the friendship, maybe looking to go out and do something that you haven't done before. Maybe to include people who might kind of just raise the vibration a little bit. Maybe just looking to kind of have a bit of a joke, laugh it off. I just feel that what you're trying to do fundamentally is not to be taken for granted, because I feel like that's where this has come to. I think your friend has kind of forgotten who you are, and they've forgotten their place in the friendship in a way that contextualizes the respect and the love and also the devotion, because you have to have devotion in a friendship. It's about continuity and commitment and steadfastness. Things build over time, and I just felt that you're actually giving the best of yourself through this way of seeing things, really. I think because what you're doing is you're capturing the essence of the friendship, and you're really holding that true to yourself, but also holding that true to the friendship in a way that sort of says, we deserved to kind of make the best of this. So it's very dignified and quite sort of it's almost quite a highly evolved or high-minded way of approaching things. Up here to Temperance and the Knight of Pentacles, and I do feel like your friend has responded to what you're all about at this time, but at the same time, they're kind of caught between the old and knowing that they probably need to change a little bit. I think this person's tendency is to kind of dig their heels in and to be a little bit routined and predictable. It can lead to what do I want to say? Obstinacy. It can lead to stubbornness. So I kind of feel like they're gripping at the old way of being with you, and also recognizing that they need to kind of move things forward in a way that reconnects to you. But I feel like this friend is a little unsure as to how to kind of come back to you in a way. Like, they can see that you're being creative. They can see that you're trying different things. And this person also recognizes that they're a little bit complacent and bored with the way things have been in their life, but also in terms of their friendship with you. I feel like it's almost like you've given them a bit of a push here, and it's brought their awareness up into an acknowledgement of a need to give you some healing, and but also to make some progress in terms of where things are going. And so it's slow, but there is movement. That's what I get. I feel that this person is aware that they need to kind of make it about other people. It can't always be about them. They need to get outside of their comfort zone, is what I'm trying to say to you. Yeah. So you've taken an initiative and you've addressed what's going on in a very creative and dynamic way, and your friend has responded and felt that at a very deep level, because there is a very strong bond here between the two of you. It's funny because, often I look at people, and especially in more intimate relationships, you see the idea of a soulmate. I kind of feel like with this person, it has a sort of flavor of that, and I don't see why that shouldn't be the case in a friendship. Why shouldn't we have soulmate friends? The two of you seem to get along so well at a core level. You have so much in common in a way where, a lot doesn't need to be said. And I think that you're actually holding that very true in the way that you've approached this. And I feel that your friend does recognize that at a deeper spiritual level. But they're caught slightly in a different paradigm, really. I kind of feel like this is somebody who likes things to be very structured and routined and predictable. But they know that they need to move out of that and become more flexible and more creative in their approach to life. So it's bigger than just the friendship, if you were to ask me. Where's it all going? I mean, I actually see good things here. And if I come over here to the moon and the Ace of Pentacles with your friend, I see in the future, and I would have said over the coming year, I really feel that this friend is committing to a new beginning in terms of the friendship with you. I felt that they knew that they needed to give a lot more to you in a way that wasn't just about, good times. It was a bit of practical input, just structuring the friendship in a way that gave it more commitment or gave it more purpose. I think it feels slow, but it also feels very considered, and I don't feel like it comes easily to this person. You can see that here with the moon. There's an uneasiness to kind of shift out of this, but at the same time here with the Ace of Pentacles, they know that there are benefits, there are rewards to reap from making that effort, essentially. And I felt that this person would continue to grow through this experience in a way where they would actually give back to you. And I felt probably really importantly here is that here with the moon, it's that unconscious experience of something much more deep and intuitive, possibly also a little bit more spiritual. It's kind of linking into it's linking into the greater understanding of how things are connected. This person feels at a deep level that they need to make some changes. It's a gut instinct to push for that they need to get outside of their comfort zone. And so this unconscious force, it actually forces them to access and address their behavior in a way that I think that you would find would be really refreshing. So I see really good things in terms of the timeline of this person in response to you and where things are at. Down here with the World and the Queen of Cups. I think what I really like about these two cards is, for you and the balance here, I think you're evolving into like a deeper understanding of your friend in a way where you can see the awkwardness that lies underneath all of this. You can see that it's very easy for them to be a particular way, but at the same time, it's very difficult and awkward for them to address it and make the change. And I think that you'll accept the limitations of your friend in a way where you'll actually be very patient with them. I think that you'll give them the time and consideration that is needed for them to be able to come to a place where they can figure this out in their own way, that you don't need to push them. I felt that this was also acknowledging that the effort that they're making, it might seem to be small in some ways at any given time, but at the same time, it's also really big, because you have actually helped to shift this person's consciousness. You've actually given them that ignition to realize that they need to do more for themselves and for the sake of the friendship. So I kind of feel like you're giving this person time and space because they need that. I felt what was really lovely about this friendship, if I come back up here to the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance, is that there is an honesty with this person. that you just don't get with everybody. You know, I think when you really cut it down to size, when you really slice it right to the heart of matters, this person knows how to be really honest with you. They may not be able to give you the world. They may not be able to make the changes that you possibly want right now, but they will deep down acknowledge that you're a good friend, that you're a true friend, that they want the best for you, and that they are actually there for you. So I kind of feel that, no, they're not perfect. This person is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And I think that's okay as well. I feel this is a really nice reading, actually, to be honest with you. I think things are in hand. I think that you're both good friends to each other. And I hope this reading has made some sense to you. If it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 3. This is your reading and we're looking at friendships today. So let's jump in and have a look and see what's going on here. Down here with the Hierophant and the 5 of Swords, I felt it was a good place to start with yourself into the past. I feel like there's been some sort of a bitter dispute between you and your friend. Something has happened that has left you feeling that there's been a breach of trust. And I feel like it's culminated in some sort of like an all-out argument or spiraling situation where words have been said and everybody feels very vulnerable and offended by what it is that's happened. I don't feel like you've been able to resolve this situation in a way where the two of you have come to a place where you can see eye to eye. I feel, if anything, I think for you, I feel like you've taken the most offense here. I feel like you feel this person has done this to you and it's left you feeling like you can't trust this person, that they breached rules. They've done something that has left you to feel like this isn't how things roll in a friendship. This is not right. You've done the wrong thing. So I feel like you're accusing them of doing the wrong thing. Whatever it is that's happened, I just feel like it's really blown up and it's become quite big, toxic even. You know, like I feel like it's become very bitter and words have been flying around. And I wondered whether for some of you, even if there had been some sort of a physical altercation, I don't necessarily mean a punch up. It could have happened for some people, but you know, maybe there was some sort of, you know, pushing about of each other, or just a kind of a sense of aggression that left you both feeling like you could go next level. I kind of feel like it's been that heated. You know, things have really boiled to the surface in a way where it's gotten really out of control. I feel like other people have been involved in this situation when it happened. And that nobody has been able to say anything or do anything that can kind of make it feel better or work better in a way that resolves the situation. I feel like you've banished this person. You pushed them away. You've said, I don't want to talk to you again. I don't trust you. I never want to see you again. And I do feel like there are sides here of what it is that's happened. I feel like there are other people involved in a way where I don't say people are taking sides to say one person is right and one person is wrong. More that I kind of feel like people are pairing off with each of you in a way that just tries to kind of like ground the situation. I kind of feel like people are in the background trying to soothe things, trying to kind of calm things, trying to get perspective on what's going on so that it doesn't get worse. I feel like for you, there's a real sort of inner core feeling here that this person has breached friendship boundaries in a way that has left you to feel that it's unforgivable. I also felt that you feel that this person has somehow conspired against you. That whatever it is that they've done, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just a step too far. You know, when I look deeper into that and what does that actually mean? I think you're quite a principled person, and I don't feel that this other person, your friend, shares the same values. I think your interpretation of what it is that's happened is definitely real based on your principles. I think that's really clear. And perhaps a lot of this is about the fact that this friend doesn't respect those boundaries for you, you know, whatever that means to you. I think in response here to Strength and the Page of Swords in the past, I feel like your friend has immediately questioned your perspective, your take on what it is that happened. It's like, you know, you can see here with the Page of Swords, it's kind of really going over everything in a very detailed fashion, in a way where it's kind of looking for flaws in the argument. I feel that this person has a different recollection as to what it is that's happened. I don't say that they're denying that it happened. I just feel that this person is saying it isn't all that you said it to be. I also feel here that this person immediately knows that they've actually done something wrong. You know, like they're like straight out the gate here. They're on the back foot. They know they're not in it. Like their argument isn't strong. And at the same time, I think that they also know that they've done something wrong in a way where they want to make it right straight away. But I just don't feel like you're able to hear that. So I think this person is really trying to kind of keep their cool, and you can see that here with Strength, you know, really trying to restrain their emotions in a way where they don't react to the situation and make it worse. I think that they're really thinking over time in a way where they're wanting to figure out how to put things back on track. I think that they feel very worried about where this is all going. My sense is that this person is I kind of a fairly I get a very refined, almost quite delicate individual. I think they're quite mortified that they've done something that has upset you to such a degree. And I think for you, I think my sense here is that you're quite a strong person who is very certain about right and wrong in ways where I think you're a little bit more compartmentalized. I think you know, your understanding of the rules are really important to you. This person's not quite like that, and I think that this has made them think about the situation in a way where they've really tried to understand what is it you feel so offended about. I'm not saying that they don't think that they're wrong or that they weren't wrong, but it's kind of everything's after the fact for them. I kind of just feel that they're putting the pieces together after it's all happened. Over here to the Hangman and the Three of Pentacles, I feel here for yourself, I feel it's like you're unable to get over it. This is more in the here and now. I feel like you're not wanting to give anything to this friend in a way where you actually make any sacrifice to give them something to work with. I think for you, it's very much about your perspective of talking to other people and trying to gain some sort of insight as to what other people think, how other people see it, what their interpretation was of your friend's actions, what their interpretation is of your actions. I really feel here there's a lot of information gathering. And your thoughts are very open to what it is that other people are saying in a way where you're really distilling down the information. So I do feel here that the ball is in your court. Like you actually hold the basis of whether this relationship is going to fly or if it's going to fall, really. I think for you, you're not in a hurry though. That's the one thing I get here with these two cards. I feel like, you know, you're quite solid in your process. You're not making any excuses, you know, like at the end of the day, it'll take as long as it takes for you to be able to kind of figure things out. And if that takes a long time, then so be it. You're not going to just kind of react to this situation and kind of let this person back into your life without really considering, you know, the facts. I feel here that you're not talking to this person, that you've actually drawn down the shutters. You're not taking this person's calls. You're not texting. You're not on social media with this, but like all avenues are closed off. I think that the only way this person can communicate with you is perhaps through other friends. And even then, I think you're quite reserved, very cautious about what this person has to say through other people. So I get a very slow moving situation here. I kind of feel that this is actually taking quite a lot of time. In fact, I would have said that this situation that happened with your friend, for some of you, it could have happened quite a long time ago. And even now, you're just not ready to kind of jump back in a way where you've sort of, you haven't really sort of thought it all through. Over here to the Magician and the Ten of Swords, I feel like your friend is really trying to get in touch with you in a way where they're very eager to move forward and to rekindle the friendship. You can see that here with the Magician. This person's ready to strike it into action. I feel like they've got everything on the table, sort of saying to you, here I am. I know I've really let you down here with the Ten of Swords. I know that I've gutted you. I know that I've disappointed you. I know that I failed you, but I really see the potential in this friendship in a way where I really want us to get back on track. And I want to be fully transparent with you and have a dialogue that allows us to constructively move forward and to kind of figure things out in a way where I want to be there for you. I still want to be your friend. I think this person is really wanting to, I think, communicate the understanding of how hurt you really are. They fully realize that now. They can see how let down you are by them. The swords are always reflective of the past and conflict. And you can see this person here, with the Page of Swords, is very analytical. This is somebody who is really thinking about it, right? They're not kind of drawing the line and kind of giving you the hand. They're really, their process has actually been very deep and intricate, in as much as I think this is quite a sensitive person who is really thinking about things after the fact. And that they've come to a point here with the Magician and the Ten of Swords where they fully realize what impact this has had on you, but the impact that it's had on the friendship that you have with this person. So I can see here that this person is hoping for a light at the end of the tunnel. They've got their cards on the table in a way where they're ready to communicate in clear dialogue and in the effort to kind of resolve the situation. They accept that they've let you down. I mean, where's it all going to go? If you come over here to the Lovers and the Six of Swords, I feel like here for you in the future, I really do feel that you will make a decision to keep this friendship moving forwards. The Lovers is definitely a card of making decisions. It's about relationships. This is a friendship that is a really good friendship to you, but it's about here with the Six of Swords, moving things forward into a position where you are able to kind of find calmer waters and to reflect on the situation in a way that gives it more depth. My sense here is that there's another person that will actually support the both of you to really facilitate this idea of coming back together. It could be a good friend or a colleague or somebody that you both know, that you both trust. I felt there was a lot of involvement with other people in this reading that supported the idea of maybe a wider friendship circle. It could also be friends in the family or, again, colleagues. I just felt that there were people looking out for the both of you who wanted your friendship to get back on track in a way where they can see the potential of you both being really good friends. I feel that there are people around you who don't want to fail you in that part of the process. And I can see that very clearly and distinctly here with the Lovers and the Six of Swords. I feel like there is somebody here who is supporting the friendship and kind of giving it a push, maybe facilitating dialogue and kind of getting things back on track in a way where they help to heal the rift, because I kind of feel that there is a really big rift here. Yeah. It's kind of chasmic, really. And I think it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of patience for things to get to a point where you feel that you can trust this person again. But I do feel here that you will inevitably go with the flow and make a decision to go in a direction with the support of other people that gets you to a point where things just feel a lot calmer and a lot more open to dialogue. And I think the reflective process will begin to give you healing in terms of taking this into a much calmer and clearer situation that allows you to really kind of figure out what's going on here. I think the trust thing is going to be an issue for you in the longer term, but at the same time, I see an openness here of you kind of saying this is the first part in a I guess like the first part in a process, or a first step in a process that is taking us into constructive dialogue, is what I wanted to say. So I kind of feel like you're surrendering to go with things in a way that lets go of the imperfection of the situation, because I think the thing is that you're quite stark on rules and having things done by the book, and I think you're a principled person that feels easily let down by people if they don't hold to those things. And I'm not saying that this means that this person was not wrong, because I do feel that they were, but at the same time, forgiveness is really important in this reading. It's really important. Coming up here to the Hermit and the Four of Wands, I feel like your friend in the balance for the future here is definitely a decision to play the long game to rebuild the foundations of trust with you. You can see that here with the Hermit, investing into a long period of time with a lot of reflective process as to how things went wrong. I feel this person will really play the long game to rebuild the friendship in a way where they want to reestablish trust, and that they're prepared to kind of make as much effort and to take as long as that's going to take based on what you need, really. It's less about them and it's more about you. I feel that this person will work consistently to put things right. I would have said that this could take quite a long time. It might be years for some of you, 3, maybe even 4 years for others. I do feel this person hasn't forgotten what it is that happened in the past. In the future here, I feel that this person is always going to maintain a mindfulness to keep things on track in a way where they're very sensitive to adhere to the principles that are really important to you in a friendship. I get an unwavering focus here with these 2 cards that really tries to bring some sort of stability and security, but also joy and happiness, that you're working alongside each other in a way that maybe it's not exactly how it was in the past, but it's rebuilding in a way where perhaps you're rediscovering each other in different ways. I don't feel like this person's going to falter or make a mistake again. They've learnt their lesson. I think that's the big thing here for me, is this person can see that they've done something wrong in a way where they want to kind of lead by example. I don't feel like this person is just trying to convince you, verbally. They're not just trying to say, look, I'm sorry, and it's all good. I think this person is going to be very, very thorough in terms of giving you the experience that you can trust them. So I feel that this person will just get on with it, and that they won't give up on you. There is a really good friendship here. And I feel that this reading offers an enormous amount of learning to both sides of the friendship. I think it's really important not to get stuck on principles and to allow forgiveness, because people can make mistakes. And sometimes they can make really big mistakes that can have a huge impact. But people can learn from that, and people can grow, and things can still be okay. And I do feel things are going to be okay in this friendship. So I hope this reading has made some sense to you. And if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 4. This is your reading, and we are looking at what's going on in this friendship. So let's jump in and have a look and see what's going on between the both of you. I'm going to start over here with the Hierophant and the 5 of Wands, looking to the past with your friend. They're a very competitive person. Somebody who likes to run other people around in a way where they're a little bit in control. I think this person likes to be put on a pedestal. They like to be admired. They like people to look up to them. I felt that this person expected other people to fall in line in a way that that didn't rock the boat or make too much trouble. I think that they like things done in a certain way and they expect people to kind of follow through with orders. And a lot comes through here for me about honor and respect. I think this person wants to be seen in a certain way by other people. I think they like to be looked up to be, again, to be admired, to be respected, to be honored, to be seen in a way that perhaps has a position of power. I wondered whether this, for some of you, whether this friend was religious or had some sort of very strong spiritual background that connected into other people who were into that as well. I feel like this person can be quite moral and upright in a way that is a little bit stiff. But they do the right thing. I like I'm saying things that sound a little bit negative on one hand, but on the other hand, I think this person tries to do the right thing by other people. They try to help people in a good-hearted way. I think that they know a lot of people. They have a lot of connections. I feel they know lots of people from lots of different circles that cross over into making lots of introductions. This is a well-connected person who has a lot of friends, or at least a lot of associates, maybe even minions. I do feel that this person has some groupies that hang around them and look up to them in a way that these other people really want to be close to who this person is. They look up to this particular person. Maybe there's also a lot of in-house fighting going on within a sort of circle of friends with this person. People looking to climb up to be in a better position, to know who this person is, or to be near their side, or to have their ear. I think your friend can be quite political. I think they know how to work people and to get what they want from people. There is a degree of I guess certainty on how to play the game that comes through here with the Hierophant for me. I kind of feel like this person likes to hold court and likes to lord it over people a little bit. I think by contrast, you're a very different person. If you come down here to the Magician and the King of Wands, I think you are strongly independent. You don't need anybody else to define who it is that you are. I think you like to be your own person and to do your own thing in a way where you're not being sort of interfered with in terms of your agenda. I think you are somebody who can be quite rogue as well. I think there's an unpredictability to your character. I don't think you like to toe the line at all. I think you like to do your own thing and that you like to make it up as you go along and that you're okay with that. You don't need validation from other people like your friend does. I think you're happy to be in your own company in a way where you just stand on your own 2 feet. And I think if you're in control of what it is that you're doing, then, that's good enough for you. I don't feel this desire for power is a thing for you, but I think that you are quite a powerful person at the same time. The two of you have this quality. I think that your friend is a very strong and very determined person who has a set of principles and knows how to work a situation to their advantage. I think, in contrast, I think you're also very strong, and I think you also know how to work opportunities, but for very different reasons. I think you're not about playing politics. I think you're just maybe a little bit more honest about how you go about doing things. I think you work hard to achieve success. You can see that with the King of Wands. I think that you're a very project-orientated person. I would have said for many of you, very professionally minded, and kind of self-empowered in a way where you just cut through it to get the job done. You don't sort of beat around the bush, and you're not afraid to muck in and get dirty if it gets you the results. I think here also, you're not afraid to speak your mind. I think you say things how they are in a way where with your friend, it's not like that at all. Your friend is very much more political. I don't think that they say what they mean a lot of the time. I think you have to read between the lines with your friend. I think And that interprets in a very controlling way because, it doesn't read so honestly for me. I think for you also, you've got a very fiery temperament. You can see that here with the King of Wands, and it's driven by the Magician in a way where I think you're very, yeah, you give as good as you get. Like you're not afraid to take on a fight if you have to, if you really believe in what you're doing or what the cause is all about. I feel that freedom is very important to you. My sense here was that you're very much the master of your own destiny. You do things the way you want to do them. You do as you see fit. And you don't let anybody stop you or get in your way of achieving the results that you want to. Up here with the Chariot and the Four of Wands, I felt with your friend, more in the here and now, it's like, in many ways, I kind of feel how I described them before. You could really take it for granted that this is a person who tries to do the right thing by people, but they have an agenda. And I think the thing is that they've always let you be your own person, but I think at the same time, they've always wanted you to toe the line. I do feel that this reading is sort of stuck on the premise or pivots on a point of like a power struggle between the both of you. I think your friend wants you to be like the other friends that they actually have. They want you to toe the line. They want you to do as they say. They want you to see things in a certain way. They want you to be more like them. I do feel that. And because you're so sort of strong-minded and independent, I think this has become a real test of your relationship in a way where here with the Chariot, your friend's not backing down from being the person who they really are. And I feel they persist with this agenda of expecting you to be a particular type of person or to be a particular type of friend, to be more like other people. And I feel it's come to a point here with the Four of Swords that this person is not going to rest on letting you get away with being something different. I kind of feel a persistence coming through here of them pushing their agenda, of wanting you to kind of fall in line, for them to be able to kind of have the last say in some ways. It's very egotistical and very selfish. And I kind of feel like it's almost like you're coming butt up against each other in a way where your friend's not backing down to let you just be the natural person that you are. And I feel that that's where this is a really difficult reading, because when I look back down here to the Magician and the King of Wands, I see a person who just is very naturally unfolding into their life in a way where you figured a lot of stuff out through your own self-realized process. And you're a very hard-working, honest individual who is really ready to engage in a fair and decent way. But your friend is driven by different principles. Again, here with the Hierophant, they're driven by some very conservative values, I feel. Very tight on rules and regulations and boundaries, and expecting people to kind of be a certain way. And ultimately, they want to almost preach to you in a way that says, this is how you are supposed to be. And they're very confronted by the fact that you are a very different person who is actually quite spiritual. And so I think that your values are really clashing here in a way where this friend of yours is saying, well, I'm not prepared to accept that I might be wrong. And at the end of the day, they're not caring about what the long-term effects are of their behavior. And in some ways, what I feel I'm trying to say here with the Chariot and the Four of Swords, they're not putting their swords down, actually. They're trying to walk all over you in a way. And they want their cake and they want to eat it in a way that suits them. So here with the Four of Swords, definitely there is a consideration of tactics and like a deliberation as to how to get what it is they want here with the Chariot, which is about success, an overriding or overbearing triumphant outcome that says that I am the winner, right? And I think that that's really tricky, because if you come down here to the High Priestess and the Three of Swords, I think that creates a lot of uncertainty for you in a way that says, look, I feel really heavy-hearted about this, there's just so many negativity, so many negativities going on here in a way that lead me to think here with the High Priestess, you're like, where is the future of our friendship? At the end of the day, I just don't feel like I'm able to cut through these really bad feelings. And it's the recognition that this friend is challenging you outright in a way that is it is really disappointing, but at the same time, it's like where you stand all of a sudden. I think maybe in the past, your efforts were more looking for the opportunity to get a really honest outcome, whereas now you're more in a position of understanding that it's not an honest outcome, that it does create an enormous amount of uncertainty. I think you're pushing yourself to try and see beyond the negatives. Maybe this is a very meditative position with the High Priestess, really trying to kind of figure what you're supposed to do next, how you're supposed to get through this heartache. Maybe try to push yourself beyond the obvious limitations in a way that you're trying to interpret the symbols, or trying to divine what this person's driving need is, and to perhaps to appeal to their better self, to try and see things more from your own perspective. I feel that your intuition is really rattled here in a way where you feel very unsettled about the picture that has begun to sort of sharpen into some sort of perspective. It's not an easy position to be in, but ultimately, where is this going? Because if we look up here with Justice and the Five of Cups, I feel here. Actually, no, I'm going to come back down here to the Temperance and to the Five of Pentacles. I actually feel that the next step for you is very much about trying to moderate the situation in a way where you're being really kind to your friend. I see here that you're taking a very balanced perspective. You're trying to do this in a way that appeals to their better judgment, and to kind of get some very equal outcome that says, I can bring healing to this situation by giving my understanding to my friend. I feel a lot of compassion rising up here with Temperance in a way where you're really trying to connect in with this friend in a way that balances the situation out, and you're appealing to their better judgment to sort of address the problem in a way where you're looking for fairness, and ultimately you're trying to be kind to this person, but you're also asking them to be fairer to you in a way that sort of gives and receives more equally, instead of being so overbearing and judgmental, but also selfish and egotistical. I feel that your honesty is really what this is all about. It's like you're appealing to them through a very honest means, of communication, and trying to communicate your story or your wishes for a better balance in the friendship. It's kind of like like a last chance attempt, like a last ditch attempt to really appeal to this person's conscience in a way where you're coming from a heartfelt place and saying, look, we're friends, let's try and work this through in a way that just makes so much sense to you. And I feel in some ways you're so on board with that need for fairness and equality in your relationship, and you're doing that in such an honest way, and you're really appealing to them from your heart, that you couldn't see that this could go in any other direction other than, ultimately into some sort of resolution. But if we come back up here to Justice and the Five of Cups, I don't feel that your friend is going to take those facts, because they are facts, they're heartfelt facts. I don't feel that your friend is going to take those facts into consideration in the way that you're sort of intending them. They're not taking them in the spirit that they were intended. I feel like your friend is going to feel that they've been really judged here with the Justice card, and ultimately they're going to be really disappointed. They're going to feel grieved by the fact that you've confronted them and unable to accept your point of view in a way that I think ultimately their emotional reaction gets the better of them. Like they can't see what you're saying. They can't see the evidence that you've actually provided them, even though you've served it up to them on a silver platter. The disappointment, the letdown, the emotional reaction gets the better of them in a way where they feel that you're being too hard on them. And I don't feel that this person is going to get over that. I think that they'll feel that they've been wronged, that they've been judged in a way that's not fair. I think this will be a situation where they will also defer to other people. I think they'll withdraw from you initially, and they will talk to other people in a way where they'll look to get some kind of reinforcement. And because all of the people that they know are so kind of sided with them in a way where they're almost manipulated to be a part of a group that toes the line, I think that they'll get a lot of reinforcement to sort of say, yeah, no, you've been wrong to judge this person so harshly, and that it's actually not them that is in the wrong, that it's actually you. In some ways, I feel this is a bit like gaslighting. I feel ultimately that you will come out on the wrong side of the situation for the right reasons. Ultimately, it's a very immature reaction. I feel that this person will refuse to take your point of view in a way where they understand where you're really coming from. I have to say here, my problem with all of this is the fact that you're two very, very different people coming from very, very different places. And I feel that your friend is in the relationship with you for all of the wrong reasons. They want you to validate them. They need you to be something that you're not. And ultimately what they want is control over you. I think that you're coming from a much more spiritual and heartfelt perspective, and I think that your friend is coming from a much more moral and judgmental point of view, where they've already got everything in shape in terms of a kind of almost like a political play of things, in terms of structuring the situation so that it kind of sets you up to fail, is what I'm trying to say. For me, this friendship is not a true friendship in the very meaning of the word. I think that you have invested into this person. I think that you both learned a lot from each other. And I think that you are discovering something about where this is all going in a way that says, you know what? Yeah, you're better than this. Ultimately, you're better than this. It's not to say that you're a better person. It's just that you're better than this situation. You're looking to give more and to get more for all of the right reasons. You're not there to play silly games with people who can't get past their ego. Look, I hope this reading has made some sense. And if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. And if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how does you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care.